Seems like everybody's meeting one another, which is terrific. By the way, it's a special, I'll give you a factoid here. We have the biggest mix of attendees. So not just Anderson students, we have a lot of alums here. We have people from undergraduate at UCLA. We have people from the engineering school, the medical school, etc. So it's great to see that because you're going to see that as a common theme on innovation, how interdisciplinary it is in nature. Our Innovate conference is one of our big annual conferences at the Easton Center, and it's everything tech, so consumer tech, enterprise tech, and this year we're very much focused on artificial intelligence. And every year we say artificial intelligence is great and timely. This year it especially is. I'm going to share some of the stats about why it is transforming companies, products, and changing society. I'm Terry Kramer. I've met many of you. I'm the faculty director here for the Easton Center Technology Management Center. So a couple of items just to set up the day. So we're going to look at the role of artificial intelligence and encourage you to think about it in several areas. Number one, the types of new products and services that are created. Number two, how it's changing the design of those products. So inside an organization, how artificial intelligence and generative AI is being used. And related to that, how it's changing the future of work. How it's changing the types of jobs that exist, how it's creating an imperative for retraining, how it's creating greater productivity, etc. These, by the way, are fundamental leadership issues, thinking about how you're going to use it. One of the interesting webinars that I've listened to, the managing director of the Harvard Business Review interviewed a guy named Kareem Lakhani, who's one of the professors at Harvard Business School, and talked about generative AI. And his message, the tagline was, AI is not going to take jobs away, but people who use AI are going to take jobs away from people who don't use AI. Meaning, get in the ring on this stuff. Learn it, use it, think about how it changes products and services. Today, we're going to talk about a variety of sectors, as I mentioned. So as an example, we're going to talk about gaming, huge business, and how that's going to evolve. We're also going to talk about enterprise-related applications. And when you look at the types of developments that a lot of the big enterprises are launching, it's significant. So if you look at companies today like IBM and Salesforce, they're using generative AI to create chatbots and virtual assistants. It's changing the nature of relationships. You look at companies like Jasper, they're using generative AI in their marketing campaigns. So all the personalized messages out are changing. If you look at ChatGPT Enterprise, more and more they're using proprietary data for enterprises. So all the large companies that don't want their data flowing around in the public internet, there are a variety of solutions that keep that data just within the enterprise to create impressive solutions. Now, to cover all of these interesting issues, we've got several great sessions. So we're going to start out this morning. We have Mahir Vaidya, who's the Chief Strategy Officer from Electronic Arts. So he's going to talk about gaming. He's going to talk about technology. He's going to talk about how technology is changing what they do. We'll have a second session with two senior product leaders. One from Google, actually YouTube, and one of the developers of YouTube Shorts. And then another who originally was at Meta Reality Labs. So they're going to talk about how AI is changing products, and they're going to talk about how they use it internally in their organization. And then we're going to shift over, and after a break, we're going to get an update on tech entrepreneurship from one of the star entrepreneurs. It's actually one of the winners of our Easton Center Innovation Challenge, who's one of the professors at the Geffen School, at the medical school here at UCLA. And he'll describe what he came up with. And then finally, we have Gail Shepard here, who I've known for quite a few years. Gail is one of the senior execs that's been at Microsoft, at Azure, so leading a lot of the digital transformations of major enterprises. She's been the CEO of Bright Machines, and she's had a chance from an enterprise standpoint to think about product service delivery and the digitization of companies. For the Q&A, so when we have the moderators, they're going to ask a variety of questions and then have a chance for audience Q&A. We're going to use Slido. So if you'd like to pose a question, go to slido.com, slido.com, and then you enter in the event code that the moderator will tell you about. So the first event code is going to be Easton 1, the number 1, so Easton 1. And then you can either enter in your own question or you can upvote one of the existing ones. And the moderators will endeavor to pose the most popular questions. As you go through the day, if I were to make a recommendation about your own objectives for today, just like I set for myself, I would think about 3 things here. Number 1, think about what is the role of technology and specifically AI in changing products. What are you coming away with in terms of notable changes in product service delivery? Second thing is, how is the game won? What is the success measures when you have entrepreneurs and large tech companies and companies of all types that are trying to enter a market with a new AI-based service? How do they evaluate that success? And then the third area is your role as a leader. So all of you are leaders and rising leaders. In your lifetime, there's going to be some massive changes. So how do you think about what those responsibilities are that you have? So now we're going to shift to the first session, and I'd like to introduce the moderator. And again, this is the session we're going to have Mahir come up, the Chief Strategy Officer for Electronic Arts. As a reminder, in gaming, this is a massive industry. $350 billion a year in revenues, more than 3 billion gamers worldwide, and an industry that's continuing to change and create unique experiences. So he's going to be covering a variety of that. Our moderator is going to be our own UCLA Anderson's Matt Conroy. Matt has had senior product management roles at a variety of companies, Google, Stripe, and now at Warner Music. At Google, he was responsible for the vision, strategy, and delivery in several of the key product offerings that Google has got. So AdSense, Google Payments, and Google Fit. He's also recently took a role a couple of years ago with Stripe, heading up product for the Europe, Middle East, Africa region. And most recently, he's now the VP of Product Management at Warner Music Group, so one of the big record labels, helping them think about the use of data for their artists and how they create content and also how they deliver content. Matt, as I mentioned, is one of our own professors here at UCLA Anderson. He teaches one of the very popular courses here, Product Management Design. In terms of his academic background, he's got a bachelor's degree from Harvard. He's got a master's degree in science from Oxford. And believe it or not, he commutes to Los Angeles to teach. He's London-based and spends several weeks here with us. So he gets the award besides the Frequent Flyer Award. He gets the award at Anderson for being so committed to come so far. So Matt, let me welcome you here. And Mahir, please come on up.